Australia 1 from 1 in the 2024 Pacific Championships. Their road to redemption begins with a victory, looking to right what they would see as the wrong of last year's heavy loss to New Zealand. And they defeat a very gallant Tongan side. The final score at Suncorp, 18-0.
Australia opened their Pacific Championship campaign with a bankable 3-try win over Tonga, who showed plenty of pride and plenty of promise for a powerful cup campaign to come. Luke Keary and Corey Parker. Gents, what did we think of this new look Kangaroo side?
Yeah, Vonnie, 18 points to nil to the Australians, which is what they went there to go to do, was to win the game. But it was 6-0 at half-time, 2 tries in the second half. But they're a work in progress. You could well and truly see that the Australians have only spent a short amount of time together. It's a new spine. They're trying to get some combinations and some cohesion. They defended very good. I will say that. They were very good defensively, the Australians, but with the ball, Von, 16 errors, only completed at 65%. And we saw Mal Meninga right at the end there. Very happy that they've won the game because that's what they were planning to do, Luke. But underwhelming. I'm not sure what to think of that. I mean, defensively, I was very excited with what I saw, the passion, the commitment, etc. But with the ball, they got some work to do.
Yeah, it wasn't a fluent start. Yeah. Defensively, I thought they were outstanding. Dylan Edwards on the goal line had them organised really well. Yeah, with the ball, there's a fair bit to go, but I don't think they'll be too discouraged. They've got a month to work on it. They'll play New Zealand next week. The halves will get another run together. It's that first time that spine's played 2 debutants in the halves. They'll be better for the run.
If we have a look at these full-time highlights, and it was wonderful to see Tom Trbojevic back in the green and gold.
He was outstanding, Von. I thought he was one of Australia's best players, Tom Trbojevic. He got an intercept, which against the run of play, the Tongans were coming hard in that first half, and the intercept was the only try in the first half was really the difference. And Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, it was a set play. You see Tommy, he'd come from the right-hand side out to the left, links up with the hammer, and he can just find the try line. It doesn't matter what jersey, what position, and he was able to do so. And then Tommy did, just epitomised everything he's been doing all season, just didn't give up, right at the death there. Australia had the game won and done. A couple of fatigued forwards down that short side, and he pulled them apart. And on his debut, it has capped off one hell of a season for Tommy Dearden.
So how much room for change do you think Mal Meninga has?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You've only got that game next week, and then they'll head into the final against Tonga or New Zealand. So for me, you'd want to keep the spine together. You want them to. They're only going to have this next game. You got Bradman Best there that come in the centres, but I thought Hamiso and Tommy were probably the 2 best players for Australia tonight. So it's going to be difficult. Benny Hunt was 18th man tonight. Does he kind of come in as that 14 role? Matty Burton's there as cover for the outside back. So there's not too much they can do, I think, with the team.
You see some great emotion here with Zach Lomax and obviously Xavier Coates and also Hudson Young, their first chance of playing in the green and gold. It's such a moment. It's such an emotional time when you pull that green and gold jersey on for the first time. I still hold it in the highest accolade you can do in the game. To stand there with your mates wearing the green and gold, you see the family in the crowd, and they were able to do that and get the victory.
And in front of 33,000 at Suncorp Stadium, it would have been a nice arena to represent your country. Now, Tonga, true to their word, they brought the physicality. And Luke, you rocked back in your chair and you said, I'm glad I'm retired.
I'll have to check on Lindsay after this. I only got him at the start. I thought they scrambled. They held Australia up over the line 3 or 4 times. They scrambled really well. They're going to take a lot from this game. They're going to need to tidy a few things up with the halves. I thought Isaiah Katoa was in everything, but he had a few moments he probably wants to forget. But there's a few little chinks there that I reckon that they'll log in the back of their mind. They can come back later in the series.
It was a great game for the Tongans, particularly as a fan. When you watch the game, you know what sort of players they can be. You know what they do in the NRL. Look at that. That is an absolute special.
Oh.
I don't know what Lindsay Collins has done to Olakau'atu, but in the last contest when Manly played the Roosters, oh my goodness, he had his measure on that one too. But their defence and what they've shown, their grit, their desire, a number of times, I think it was 3 times the Australians got turned away over the try line. They have a football side, Von, but as Luke just touched on, just their inability, I suppose, to have that class and polish down in good ball was their only sort of downfall. They come up with a couple of 7-tackle sets off a kick that was an opportunity, but when you're playing Australia, you really got to make those count.
So Australia up against the Kiwis next week in Christchurch. Tonga have the week off and then they will face New Zealand. It is a short, sharp campaign, but they've only had a 6-day lead into this. It was a bit of a crash course for Mal Meninga. Do you think, Corey, you know Mal very, very well. He's an expert at these kind of representative environments. What do you think will be different next week against the Kiwis?
Well, the one thing that will excite Mel, I touched on it, was the defensive display. I mean, you can work on the offence, you can work on combinations, cohesion on the training paddock, but one thing he would have instilled would have been that defence and that mindset of turning up and not letting your mate down from the inside on a defensive display. That is what's Mel's bread and butter. Competing and turning up for that, and they did that. They did that very well tonight. I thought the Australians were very good in that area, but we just got to. We got a display of a team that have only just been put together for a short period of time, Von. So another week's training under their belt and some more reps and cohesion, and they should be far better.
Well done to both Australian men and women's winners in the opening night, a double test match header at Suncorp Stadium. The Kangaroos 18-0 over Tonga. Now, this Movember, the moustache is calling once again. Come together, grow together, become one with the moustache. Unite to take on men's health. Sign up now at Movember.com. And boys, I think Luke, politely, I don't know if we're going to...
Taking a full 12 months.
You can start now
I'll
for
prepare
next year.
for next year.
Because you'd go very well with
Yeah,
a
I can go on
moustache.
Moustaco.
Yes.
A Mo would be all right in the south of France.
Oh,
You could get that, I
yes.
think.
Try one, yeah.
A little Errol
Told me.
Flynn number.
Hate it.
Perfect. Luke, Corey, thank you very much. Our Pacific Championships, they will continue right here on Fox League.